Hello guys, yes I am back here for another review, this time on the Minions. So this is like a spin-off origin point to where the Despicable Me's are to now today. So the Minions have been living since the dawn of time. So back to the prehistoric age, to the Egyptian age, to the caveman age, to etc. So they were living in a nice cave for ages until they were missing a boss. Um, and then one minion named Kevin was gonna go out back into the world to find a new boss. So he got Bob and Stuart to go. So they go travel around the world. Obviously Bob was scared, but luckily he had his teddy. So they do travel around the world and end up in New York, 1968, where it is now. And then when they are in New York, they look around trying to find some stuff. They can find them a new boss that is villain, because you know one of boss is like a villainy. So they where they are staying the night, that like at a certain mall. They saw Villain Kong, where it holds most of hold a lot of villains. Um, so they had a so obviously it was held in Orlando, so they had to get to Orlando. So they leave New York. They see a guy holding a cardboard saying New York, like a billboard back then. And then they used it to say Orlando. Then they picked up by the Nelson, so Walter Jr., Tina, Binky, yeah. And then when they stop off, they stretch their legs more like do a heist. So they do get chased by the cops until Kevin and Stuart do fight over the whoever destroyed the cops, but they got appreciated. So then they do arrive in Orlando. Um, So then they look around for villains they can find. They do find Scarlet Overkill, who is the villain in this. So when they do arrive in London, England, Kevin lost the other minions know, but they've had Yetis. And then when one of the minions was talking to Kevin, one of the Yetis got hit by like an ice block, and then the Yetis weren't happy, so they drove them out. So then they're gonna go to London, England, where Kevin and Bob and Stuart are with Scarlet Overkill. And then when they get to her base, they meet Herb Overkill, who is her husband. Um, and then she wants them to do something to steal the queen's crown. So on that day, they do go steal it. There is patches they struggled, but they did eventually steal the crown until Bob was king. And then for about 8 hours, he gave it to Scarlet, and Scarlet turned on them. So then now they've been now every villain is hunting them. So she does capture Bob and Stuart and tries to draw Kevin out, saying if he doesn't come, she will destroy them. And then when he goes back to Scarlet's base, Kevin does. Um, Obviously he's got other villains there, and the machine that she said not to touch, they said not to touch. Herb Overkill, that's his name. Um, he presses the buttons and turns himself big, so he goes through London, England. And when the other minions are inside a shop or restaurant, they hear Kevin's voice and they run to Kevin. Obviously, Scarlet and her Overkill are just trying to destroy Bob and Stuart. She takes Bob's bear. Um, to Kevin does eventually set them free, Bob and Stuart, and then she was about to destroy the other minion. When Scarlet's about to escape with her, she did put like a Kevin put like a missile in his mouth. There's a big explosion when he's trying to get him. Herb and Scarlet. The other minions thought he was dead. He wasn't. He came alive. So then when they do arrive, um, so they do get a parade. Those three. Obviously the Queen's back as her queen because she was in the bar where Kevin was when she heard about Bob and Stuart. And then Bob gets a crown for his teddy bear that he had for 8 hours. For Stuart, he got a snow globe that was done by Kevin. That was funny. And then it was actually a guitar. But then he destroyed it, so he got the snow globe of London. And Kevin became Sir Kevin. The minions were wrapped, the Nelsons were wrapped about them. And then Scarlet does take the Queen's crown again until someone her throws her and Herb overkill in the ice cube, and it is little Gru as a little child or a kid, and the minions were wrapped when they saw him. Obviously, the minions were about to follow, so Bob gave Scarlet a little crown because for his teddy because he didn't want it. So and then they grew with his pet Kyle. They fly off with the crown, and the minions follow them, and that is how it ends. So they find their boss. So I hope you guys enjoyed this review. I personally do enjoy this little origin story with the minions. I think that was a good idea to where they were. So I'm gonna give this review a 8 out of 10. I do enjoy this one, and a star rating of 3.5 out of 5. So I hope you guys enjoy. Take care and goodbye.